Wherever the eyes of the world are focused, wherever history is in the making, she is there, organising events, guiding those new to the limelight, bringing openness to those who shape the destinies of the planet. In the corridors of power, behind closed doors, she is the one that leaders follow, jetting around the world to bring words of comfort to the bewildered. Ever ready to share herself with her public, she'll even give up her Sundays to bring colour to our lives. Interrupting her busy schedule to be with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Dame Edna Everidge.
Because this is the last of my wonderful, wonderful, legendary miniseries, The Dame Edna Experience. I could have done many, many more. I could have. But London Weekend couldn't afford it. It's as simple as that, I'm afraid. But, of course, I think 6 legendary shows are better than 106 merely magnificent ones. And, you know, medical people have warned me that there's going to be a massive outbreak of PEDS when this show is over. Do you know what PEDS is? Well, it's a little medical term. PEDS. It's post-Edna depression syndrome. It's what happens to people when I'm off the air for about 5 minutes or out of the headlines. But I want you to carry on regardless. Life is worth living. I can't be around forever, possums. I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm sorry. And sure enough, there'll be someone filling my slot when I'm gone. Won't there will. There will. So I want you to draw whatever meagre nourishment from that you can. Now, the group most affected by post-Edna depression syndrome are the biggest group that watches me, my biggest audience in the growth industry, yuppies. Yuppies. I'm not quite sure what that means. I know I'm the femme fatale of the Filofax fraternity, so I ought to know. I think it's young, unattractive parents without partners. I think that's what it is. Of course, I am a yummy, aren't I? Which is a youngish, upwardly mobile mother and megastar. And I have a marvellous, marvellous little lineup of guests tonight. I have the first guest on my wonderful, wonderful show tonight is Sir John Mills, and he is a frothy, which is a fabulously regal old thespian. My next guest is Cynthia Payne, who's a hussy. That means a happily unmarried, sympathetic old sexpot. And my big star tonight is Rudolf Nureyev, who's a droopy. A dancing Russian with overwhelmingly obvious personal proportions. I mustn't, however, forget my little old friend and bridesmaid, Madge Alsop. Hello, Madge. Hello. How are you, darling? Hello, Possum. Poor old Madge, she's a bit of a spooky, isn't she, really? It's a self-pitying, odorous old killjoy, aren't she? Oh, spooky, that's my word, isn't it? It's really the in-word spooky. I started it sweeping the world like Dutch elm disease. Don't be caught not saying it. Let's hear you all say spooky. 1, 2, 3. Spooky. Lovely. Well, Well, my first guest possums tonight is someone that London Weekend, well, they tried to stop me having on the show. It's as simple as that, I'm afraid. When I suggested that I wanted this guest along, they said, no way. That tired old phrase, I hate that expression, no way. I said, no way, no way. I want Cynthia Payne. I want Cynthia Payne. I don't think I'm the first person to have said that, Because, Possums, I'm not just an actress. I'm not. I'm a social anthropologist. Call me old-fashioned if you like, that's what I am. And it is my duty to probe, swab, and if necessary, smear my guest. I'm going to subject little Cynthia to the most extensive probing that little mite has ever had. I'm going to subject her to the Dame Edna experience. What has that woman been guilty of? What? I read in my little documents that they gave me, the little brief. She'd been accused of nothing more than running a disorderly house. Good heavens above. I mean, you could put every woman behind bars for that, couldn't you? I mean, we don't all like hoovering, do we? Or dusting. For heaven's sake, we could all be on trial, couldn't we? So, I want her now. Your applause, please, for Madam Cynthia Payne. Aren't you looking as pretty little pink mite you are, too? Gorgeous frock, sweetheart. Sit there. Make yourself at home.
A dress, Dame Edna, not a frock. Is very old-fashioned.
Is it? I'm sorry. It's an Australian expression for a dress. It's gorgeous, Cynthia. Badge, please, Madge. I have put little badges on my guests in case I forget their names. Thanks. There we are. A little badge. Synth. Couldn't fit Cynthia on. My darling, did you hear what I was saying? I mean, all this yucky old publicity, aren't people awful? They can destroy anyone's reputation. I've heard the rumours about me have been hair-raising enough. Yes, they get back. And you're a very ordinary-looking mite. You're the sort of woman I wouldn't mind borrowing a cup of sugar from. Wouldn't. People silly, particularly in this country. What can I smell?
Well, it's my favourite perfume, actually. It's called Maya, and it's a Spanish perfume.
Oh, is it, darling?
The men say it's sexy, but the women don't like it.
Well, I wouldn't be responding to that, would I, darling? But it smells very, very, well, unusual. Maya, it's Spanish, is it? Have you just bought it, have you?
No, I've had it for 20 years, this perfume.
20 years you've been wearing it, have you? Madge has got some scent that I brought back duty-free about 20 years ago. She's... Charlie, it's called. Can you smell her, Charlie, from where you are? I think it's gone off. It smells a bit like fly spray at the moment. You know, we've got a bit in common, Cynthia, my darling, because I'm a talk show hostess and you're a sort of a hostess. I think you provide a need, don't you? Because as far as I can gather, you have these parties and things. Am I barking up the right track there?
Yes, well, I love my parties. It's really, to me, it's like arranging a stage show.
I know the feeling there, darling.
I bet you do.
Tell me, when you have your little parties, or when you did in your lovely home, where you're still living in one of the delightful, more upmarket suburbs of London, more the Australian type of suburb. It's a two-storey home, by the way, isn't it, darling?
It's detached.
It's
two-storey.
Oh, lovely in its own grounds.
Where the noise doesn't come out the walls.
The noise, no. No. Well... Food. Do you provide people with a little supper?
Oh, yes, we have plenty of drink. And it's mainly salmon and cucumber sandwiches, because I haven't got a lot of time to do hot food.
No, but you slice the cucumbers, I hope. Yes, I people carry do-it-yourself a bit far sometimes. They do. But as far as I can... What's the matter with this audience? As far as you see...
They don't understand.
People are spooky, aren't they? As far as I can gather, darling, they're more or less a sort of a fancy dress affair, is that right?
Well, it's like a fantasy party. I mean, I think we all have to get out of our real selves and live in a fantasy world now and again.
This woman lives in a fantasy world. That's what it's doing, Cynthia. You could probably help this creature.
Probably could.
Tell me, why did the police raid you? I heard this horrible story of the police flooding into your home.
Don't really know. I think somebody must have been jealous of me.
You think so?
Well, I think so.
Well, I think, wouldn't some people like dressing... How do you know they were the police? There might have been people just dressed up, Cynthia.
Well, they've got to go some to fool me if they were dressed up.
My darling girl, you know...
Excuse me, they could only come in as a normal man, otherwise I'd sniff it out.
I'm sorry?
They couldn't dress up as transvestites to get in my house because...
I'm not... What is a transvestite? I thought, is it...
A transvestite is somebody that likes to dress up in female clothes to get out of their... They don't want to do it for long. They only want to do it for a day, maybe only a few hours. But just... They tell me it's a release of the mind. You can't understand that.
Call me old-fashioned, Cynthia. I don't know. What troubled souls there are in the world. What I think, and this is me being a bit upfront now, and I have to say this about myself, I don't know whether you agree with it or not, but to me it's not a big part of life, this SEX.
I must agree with you. It doesn't worry me much now.
I mean, I can take it or leave it, Cynthia, frankly.
Like a cup of tea to me.
Like a what?
Cup of tea to me.
Like a cup of tea? Well, it's not exactly like a cup of tea to me.
I must say when I was young it was different. But my age, our age, we can, you know, do without it.
Well, I think you can't have a cup of tea in the dark, can you, darling? Dunking is difficult, isn't it?
Australia?
Dunking.
I've never heard of it.
Well, you put it in, but a bit can drop off. That's what... Oh, Cynthia, it's been gorgeous talking to you, Possum. Now, you have a new enterprise, a publication coming out. What's it called?
Yes, it's coming up at the end of this month, and it's called Entertaining at Home by Cynthia Payne.
Oh, how exciting, Cynthia. Be a lovely family Chrissy present, won't it?
Yes. It's meant in time for the Christmas stocking, and it's a fun book.
Oh, lovely. Well, I wish you luck with it. It might even win a prize.
Never know.
The hooker prize. Cynthia Payne. What a merry little mite. As I was chatting to her, my mind was starting to stray a little bit. What a lot of subjects we covered, didn't we,
Yes,
Cynth?
we did.
We did. I like a bit of girls' talk, but I'm suffering from the jitters. Not exactly the jitters, but first night nerves. Do you know why? Because the first night ever to have tripped down those stairs and joined me on this lovely show is about to come before you. He was a beacon of talent in the dark years of the Second World War. He's the father of our very much loved Hayley Mills. He's one of the busiest actors on the planet. Your ovation for distinguished little Sir John Mills. Sir John, may I introduce you to Cynthia?
Cynthia, how
Payne,
do you
Sir
do?
John Mills, Madge. Madge will sup my bridesmaid. Yeah. Thank you, woman. Now...
Dame Edna, I hope you'll forgive me if I seem very, very nervous tonight. But,
don't be nervous with me.
Well, I am, because I've really been a tremendous fan of yours for years. My whole family have. And Haley and Juliet and Jonathan and Mary, my wife, we've watched your career for years, and I'm really terribly thrilled to be here so close to you, in the flesh.
We're going to get closer and closer to I'm thrilled to have you on the show, too, because in a spooky kind of way, I think you won the Second World War single-handed. Miss Payne here, little Cynthia,
yes.
She's affiliated with our entertainment industry
yes, she
in her
is,
own way.
Yes.
I don't know whether I should say this, darling, but she's been described as running, well, what, a house of ill repute, a highly reputable house of ill repute.
Really?
But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you, darling?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do know a little about it.
What way?
Yes, well, is this confidential?
Of course, this is between ourselves.
Yes, well,
this must go no further,
yes.
viewers.
I mean, nobody's listening.
No.
Well, I was very young at the time. I was about 19, it's several years ago now, and I was on tour in the Far East with a company called the Quaints. And
the what?
The Quaints.
The Quaints?
Yes, the Quaints. And we were a very strange little lot, and we played all sorts of plays, Hamlet and Julius Caesar and musical comedy. Anyway, the night in question we're talking about, we were invited to go to a certain house of sort of, well, perhaps ill repute. And I was 19 years old, and I went along, and I felt rather nervous, and we ushered in, and Madame said, look, if you come into this little room here and sit down, and you look at the mirror here, it's a double-way mirror, they can't see you, but you can see them, and you look through, and you'll find something very, very entertaining going on. I looked through the mirror, and the door opened in the room, and a very attractive young lady came in, and in a very nice dressing gown, and undid the top button, and then sat on the bed, and a young man came in, and he came right up to the window, and he looked in the window and went like that, and stared straight at us, of course, not being able to see us. And I looked at the company and looked at him, and it was our juvenile lead.
How embarrassing, darling. Oh, luckily, Sir Lawrence has managed to live that down.
I didn't mention his name.
You are very popular in Australia, Sir John Mills. Can I call you Johnny?
Well, I'd be very, very flattered, Dame Edna.
Please call me Edna. Edna.
Oh, may I really? Well, thank you very much, Edna.
Let's drop the honorifics.
Yes.
But you never stop working, of course, and your family's the same, a showbiz family. Is there any rivalry within the family?
No, I don't think so, no. We've all worked together, and it's all been very satisfactory, really. Haley was a strange one. When I made Tiger Bay with her, I knew that what the press would say. They would say that, you know, I was wiped off the screen by my daughter. I knew that for sure. And I was. I mean, she was wonderful. Absolutely marvelous. And on Sunday morning at the farm, I went to look for the Sunday papers to see what the notices were like, and I couldn't find them. And Haley had hidden them under the cushion on the couch.
Bless her
just in
heart.
case,
Isn't
you know,
that lovely?
Yeah.
We've always adored her, and you are our first family in the theatre, very much so. But I wish I'd had such an easy, trouble-free ride with my own daughter, Valmay, Johnny.
Yeah, Valmay's been a problem, has she?
She's been a nightmare from time to time.
Is she drinking still?
Well, on the Valium bottle, it said, take with liquid.
Well, I thought there was no alcohol with Valium, isn't there?
Well, no, you shouldn't. Valmay, she does it in defiance. I made the mistake, Johnny, of opposing her. You see, it's difficult, Cynthia, when you're a megastar.
Yes.
Because it's a role model. They have the terrific problem of living up to you all the time.
Yes,
and, of course, it's very, very difficult for her.
Yeah.
Dame Edna's daughter. It's always been along. She's got 3 little beautiful kiddies, Mervyn there. I've sent them all to Switzerland. They're at school in Switzerland, the kiddies. She gets on with her act. She's into flotation therapy. She's floating in a tank. She's finding herself.
She has a lot of setbacks, though, doesn't she? Is her acne better?
No, it's worse. It's terminal. The primal screaming. I said...
Really?
You know, I said, look, by all means, find yourself. The problem is she sometimes does. That's the
Yeah.
rebirthing, too. She's into every fad. She's got a boyfriend much older than herself. With a ponytail, isn't that pathetic?
With a ponytail?
He is, and he's bald, so it's... It's really just like a yucky bit of skin with an elastic band around it. I don't know what... Looks like a puckered old balloon 6 months after a party. You must know what they look like, sir. However, I want to say that... I have to say this, you're a very attractive man. Very, very spunky little mite you are. And this man, I can say it, I hope you don't mind me saying it, it's in Who's Who for all to read, you're nearly 80 years of age.
Right.
Not bad. Something to be proud of. Never considered retirement, I suppose, Johnny.
No, I think that's a dirty word. Would you retire, Dame Edna?
No, I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
No, I
believe
wouldn't.
in
I couldn't dream of it. I think that... I think there's no point in retirement. I mean, we're both very lucky doing the things we like to do, aren't we? Don't you think?
I think Dame Nature... I'll say this, Dame Nature has given us all in her own ways a gift, a precious gift.
Yeah.
Well, she's given you a semi-precious gift, Cynthia. A precious gift of entertaining people, and I think it's our duty to pass it on. Sorry, but I do.
I think so.
Sorry. Call me old-fashioned.
Yeah.
I don't even believe in dying, frankly.
No,
I'm into cryonics. Do you know what that is?
Cryonics?
They snap freeze you. They do.
Really?
Yes, I put tenders out. I have Bird's Eye and Findus are both got Cynthia, would you ever consider retiring, my love?
Retiring, no, I'd like to be an MP before I die.
Oh, would you?
Oh.
I'd like to get our stupid sex laws changed in this country.
The sex laws?
Any constituency you have in mind?
No, I would like you, before I die, to be made a Dame of the Empire, or other than that...
I think there's not much hope of that.
Well, if not, I'd like to be Chief Whip.
You're adorable. I'm sure if need be you could turn your hand to anything, Cynthia. So you wouldn't go back to a proper job at all. What did you used to do before you were an actor?
What did I do? Well, I did several things. I was an office boy, a cleaner, and the most dreadful job I ever had was to sell lavatory paper. That was very, very difficult.
Thank goodness you don't have to do that anymore.
The demonstrations were so tricky.
We know of you as a continuing ornament to our theatre and our movie world. And I mean that. And then you're early on a door-to-door salesman. I've still got a little gap there. Let's go back to the late 1930s.
Late 1930s.
Before the war, before those famous films. What did you do then?
Well, I was a hoofer.
What?
A hoofer, a dancer.
Were you?
Yes, a dancer. And I started in musicals, in the back row of the chorus, and I learnt my dancing from a marvellous coloured dancer. And I did about 7 years of musical comedies. And I loved every minute of it. It was marvellous.
I've gone a little bit vague now because when I was a very, very young woman, we had these 78 records. That's before tapes and compact discs and things. And I had a record of a song. It was a duet. One of the singers was a person called Frances Day. Did you know a girl called Frances?
I knew Frances Day.
Frances Day.
Frances Day, yes.
Frances Day.
Right.
And I stand corrected. And the other was John Mills. Now, I always thought it was another John Mills because somehow the voice wasn't in uniform. Do you know what I mean?
David, you're too young to possibly...
I was very young and I had that record as a bubba and I played it and played it till the needle... It was gorgeous and I ought to know it by heart. It was a little
Yes.
It was out of a show, and it was called A Little White Room.
Little White Room.
White Room. Do you remember it?
Well, it's something like it's over 45 years ago.
45?
Well, I'd have a crack at it. But do you know some of the...
I think I know it almost off by heart.
Let's try it.
Come on.
Well, let us try it.
You listen to the whole number, Cynthia.
Let's try the verse
There's
first.
a verse.
The verse. Da 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 da. Right. Every little mouse has got a house, and every bird a nest.
That's it.
But we've nowhere to rest our head.
Lovely. Every little cat has got a mat where he lies down, warm and still. Why must we wait until we're dead? This is the chorus.
Yeah.
We want a little white room with a window by the sea.
It must be the right room, a room for you and me.
Isn't this gorgeous? We want a little bright room, as bright can be.
To sit and watch the seagulls,
Those darling little seagulls.
but whether he or she goes, we never could agree. We want a little white room with a window by the sea.
We do not mind
A tight room, a 2 and 6 a night room. We only want the right room with a window by the sea. With a window by the sea.
What a lovely song. Thank you, John Mills. And after this break, Rudolf Nureyev. Don't go away. Oh, goodness me, I loved singing that little duet. It could be a chart buster, couldn't it?
It's a nice number, isn't
It is a very warm and lovely number.
remembered it, too.
1930, most of it I did.
Fantastic.
My husband and I used to sing it, Little White Room, and spookily enough, he's ended up in a little white room. My next guest is a bit of a surprise. It's my manager, Barry Humphries. You know, he's a cheeky person. There's small print in that contract of mine with London Weekend Television, and he wrote in there, without me noticing, that he had to be one of the guests on this miniseries. Some people say Barry Humphries is a comic genius, a giant of world satire. Some say he was the first person to teach Australians to snigger at themselves. Personally, I'm sorry, possums. He leaves me cold. I'm sorry. Call me old-fashioned if you like. But to comply with my contract, I have to introduce him. So without any further ado, clap if you feel like it. Barry Humphries. to abort Barry Humphries then, but I'm sorry. Such is the technology on my set. He gets 10% of my income, but he got less than that of my show, didn't he? He was on long enough anyway, Possum. And now a real man, not a foppish phony. A man who could leave his point shoes under my bed any time he liked. I saw him in Melbourne dancing to the strains of Dame Margot Fontaine. Your bouquets, please, for Rudolf and Nureyev! Cynthia, Payne, Madge Alsop, my bridesmaid. Gorgeous. Oh, make yourself very much at home, you handsome devil. You know, something I've always wanted to know, my darling Rudolf. How did you get that sexy little scar on your lip?
It was a matter of honor. I was promised I could dance the role of the Corsair. Then the director changed his mind, so I challenged him to a duel. We fought with the rapiers, and he hit me here. And that made me angry. I'm Tartar, you know. So I ran him through like shish kebab.
Darling, is that true?
No. Really, it was a dog.
A dog? You fought a duel with a dog?
Oh, don't be stupid. The dog bit me. I was a little boy, and I was very thin. He thought I was a bone.
Well, I'll take that with a grain of salt, but I find that very attractive, that little scar on your lip, Rudy. I do.
But it is there for a purpose. You remember the story of Jacob and Angel?
No.
Jacob was perfect. And he was beautiful. God decided to give him a scar because he was too perfect. It's the same with me.
What refreshing modesty. Tell me, darling, to keep as gorgeous as that, do you have a daily routine at all? What do you do?
Well, this morning I got up at 6 o'clock. Then I went back to bed again till 10. I got into my practice clothes. And I was at the bar for 4 hours. But this is England. The pub closed at 2:30.
What about your health routine, Sir John?
Well, I'm pretty strict. I take it very calmly, and I get some exercise, and we'll do some yoga and some exercises, and have lunch, and all put my feet up after lunch for an hour, if I possibly can. And then the show, and I find everything's aimed at 8 o'clock in the evening. I think the day is just nothing until you get to 8.
Putting your feet up's important. I think you learnt that early on, didn't you?
I'm afraid I'm not so disciplined. I mean, I don't get much up out of bed before 10:30. And then I have 7 cats to look after. They're mostly strays, so I spend a good hour feeding those. And then I go out in the afternoon and look around the Oxfam shops to see if I can see any bargains. And, but this last year's been a bit hectic for me, so I haven't been able to do any of these things this
Well,
year.
you're looking very fit on it, my darling. Afterwards, I'm having a latish night, aren't I? We're having a little candlelit supper out at my place.
I like Russian specialities.
Russian specialities.
Toad in the hole, Bubble and Squeak, and Spotted Richard.
Spotted Richard, you mean Spotted Dick, don't you, darling? Something with spots on it. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. My darling, In a way, we're both defectors. I defected from Australia. I defect from Australia quite regularly. I used to be worried that I'd be hounded by Australian intelligence. Then I found out there wasn't any. I mean that jokingly. I do. Talking of intelligence, Rudolf, what were your favourite subjects at school when you were a little bubba? What did you like studying?
Little baba? What do you mean, little baba?
When you were a little boy, what did you like studying, Possum?
Geography.
Did you?
Geography.
Why?
I would look at the map and dance everywhere in my mind.
Would you?
So,
Oh, gorgeous.
that nice romantic thing.
And music. What about
Yes.
music?
Well, they used to play Chopin and Brahms and Beethoven on the radio when there was a state funeral. So I always looked forward for next funeral.
I love funerals in a way too. I'm planning Norm's. I mean, in a nice way. Would you dance on my husband's grave? Would you? No, that sounds suddenly awful, doesn't it? I really mean it to sound. I mean that in a very nice way. I do. I do. Margot Fontaine, a big favourite of mine, you'd know very well. What was she like?
A real dame.
A real name. Well, at least she had the good sense to retire, darling. She did. But tell me, your favourite partner. Who's your favourite partner, Rudolf?
Really, Miss Piggy.
Well, I've never much seen the point of the Muppets. Is that silly of me? Perhaps it is. Call me old-fashioned. I did love you on that show, but I love everything you do. Every little ripple of your muscles I adore. Yet I've heard you've got quite a temper. You can be temperamental. Can you ever?
What do you mean?
Oh, no, please. Darling, I'm only joking, but you are a tartar. You are a bit of a tartar.
Yes, I was joking. That was some tartar sauce.
Oh. Well, we're all a little bit superstitious in the theatre. Are you?
Yeah, I never whistle in a dressing room.
Why?
I can't whistle.
What about bad luck?
Well, anyway, you don't say good luck. We say break a leg, darling. I always send a telegram to Baryshnikov. Say, break a leg. He never does.
Tell me, would you ever think of dancing with a new partner? Someone with an attractive, mature woman with a permanently incapacitated husband?
Mrs. Thatcher?
No, I wasn't thinking of Mrs. Thatcher. I was thinking of me, Rudolf.
Well, I have a rule never to dance with someone who's perhaps too old, too tall, too heavy, and with 2 left feet.
I'm more of a singer than a dancer, darling. I am much more of a singer than a dancer.
Well, I can sing too, maybe. Shall we dance?
Well, no one would understand you, frankly, if you tried singing. I hate to say that. No one would understand a word you were saying, my dove.
What about you? I haven't understood one word you said whole evening.
Well, let's call the whole thing off. Sounds like the cue to a song. Things have come to a pretty pass. Our romance is falling flat. For you like this and the other, and I go for this and that. Goodness knows what the end will be. Oh, I don't know where I'm at. It's plain to see we two will never make one. Something must be done. You say either, I say either. You say neither, and I say neither.
Either,
Either,
neither.
neither. Let's call the whole thing off.
You like potato, and I like potato. You like tomato, and I like tomato.
Potato,
Potato,
tomato.
tomato.
Let's call the whole thing off. Oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part. And oh, if we ever part, then that must break my heart. So if you like pajamas and I like pajamas, I'll wear pajamas and give up my nightie.
For
No, we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Or let's call the whole thing off.